So in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, you have 4 different classes available, and they each have their own subclasses. And what we're going to do in this video is go through the driller, and we're going to go through the best class or the best build for it. And I'm going to say for this one, it's not strong-armed, even though that is pretty good for grenades. Foreman is okay for the mining speed. But the class mod or the subclass you're going to want to focus on is Interrogator, because it gives you access to fire weapons, which is going to be the main focus. You do lose a little bit of damage, but you can build that up through the upgrades and stuff when you level up. You get 100% status effect damage, which is really, really good for statuses. And you start with the Crisper Flamethrower. It shoots a rotating beam of fire that burns enemies and deals fire damage. So we're on Crystalline Caverns, we're on Hazard 3, just to show you this. And you'll see pretty much the moment we get in, you've basically got 2 flames that come out of you for the flamethrower. And it does this like 360 rotation around your body. And it is pretty good. Obviously, you're starting with the 30% less damage. And what I'm going to do for this is we are basically focusing on DPS. We're going to go reload speed, we're going to go fire rate when possible, we're going to go damage and things like that. So we have our first extra weapon, and this is probably one of my favourite weapons in the whole game, to be fair, the Krakatoa Sentinel. We do have other choices, but they are acid based. We're focusing on fire with this build. So we're going to grab that, and then once we stand still, we're going to deploy our turrets, and they are essentially extra flamethrowers. And when you level them up enough, you can get extra beams and things like that. We are going to take, let's build up our crit chance with Nitra. So we can't really spend Nitra, we need to focus on keeping hold of it now. And that's something that's really, really good with this subclass as well, is you can get reload speed for your beam weapons, and the flamethrower and the Krakatoa are beam-based weapons. So we're going to take that reload speed, because it's universal, it's for both of our weapons instead of just one. So we have the very first elite that's come out, and you'll see that health bar slowly ticking damage. It's just being absolutely melted. We've almost taken it down already. And there we go. It hasn't taken long at all. I need to try and grab some of this Nitra before we go. And there we go. We have an actual fire damage increase, so I'm going to grab that because that benefits both our weapons. We should have enough time to get this Nitra, which is increasing our crit chance. We're getting 3 level increases on our flamethrower, which gives us the first overclock. And what we're going to do with that is take the damage and the reload speed, because obviously we lost damage from the class mod. And we've just got another really, really good artifact as well. Increase our damage done by 1% for every 5 gold we have. So now what we're going to do is pretty much just not spend any gold in the shop. And the Nitra, we'll see what's offered in the shop in terms of Nitra. But all the gold's going to be saved, because right now we've only got a 7% damage increase from it. So with this one, we don't have any fire, but we do have a status, which is acid. So we're going to grab that because you'll see the diamonds above the weapons that we currently have. We've got 4 diamonds for the flamethrower. So we're going to grab that corrosive sludge pump, and that is weapon number 3 for us in this build. And we've just got the first overclock for the Krakatoa, and we're going to either have the turrets following us around or the extra beam. And we're going to take the extra beam because I don't mind standing still a little bit, providing we are dealing extra damage. And just look, we don't even need to be standing near this elite, and it's just getting melted. So any second now, and that's going to melt to its death. There we go. The elite is done rapidly. And I mean, the game keeps offering these. I'm not going to complain. They're really, really helpful, but there's extra levels for the weapons. And that's nice. We're going to get another overclock on the Krakatoa because the shop has offered us for Nitra 3 level increases. So we can either get the turrets to mine nearby walls, or we can get the turrets to explode when they're removed. So I'm going to grab the disposable tech because I'm not too bothered about mining nearby walls. Okay, so now that we have the secondary objective done, we've gathered a load of gold. We're up to 180 at the moment. We now need to focus on the XP to get the levels to increase our weapon levels even further. I mean, we'll take the XP gain, that's going to be helpful. And you'll see just how fast everything is being melted with this. And that's another one that's really, really good, weapon range, because it's going to keep the bugs even further away from you. However, we got a legendary reload speed, so we're going to grab that so everything reloads a lot faster. So here we go, the level 25 weapon, and we're going to take, we're going to stick to the fire. We're going to grab the wave cooker. So now we've got this cone in front of us that's dealing fire damage and melting everything. And obviously it's level 1, but it still helps with that fire because we have such a high status effect damage percentage. Look at that epic, 20% reload speed. So one thing I will say to get all of the high rarity upgrades is make sure that you focus on your luck in the upgrade menu at the main menu of the game. And we've just got our second overclock on the flamethrower. So we can either grab the 100% lifetime, that one's come back, or we can get double damage and lose 35% of our lifetimes. We're obviously going to take that for the double damage. And now our flamethrower is going to obliterate everything. Now we've just got an overclock for our corrosive sludge pump, so again we're going to ignore the lifetime. We're going to take that damage and that reload speed. And you'll see the explosions and how crazy everything's getting. And 35% damage, you cannot go wrong with that. Thank you very much. And then if you have a look at the elite, look at how much faster we're killing these. You can just see the beams of fire just melting the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually risk it. I'm going to get one re-roll and fingers crossed we get an upgrade for the Krakatoa. And we did, and it's a nitro one as well, which is really, really good. So we'll grab that. We get the unstable. You can either explode on death and leave a puddle of fire, or you can add 3 extra charges. So we're going to do the 3 extra charges. And we have 2 elites right next to each other over here. So we're going to grab this nitra. Our crit chance is set at 90%. So how much are we getting from here? We got ourselves an extra 17. So that's another 8% crit chance. So we're almost guaranteed crits. You can see the big numbers there. And we'll take the extra damage from all of this gold as well. And then we're going to go and burn the elite eggs, get them out and melt them. And here we go, melting the egg. We've set it on fire, so it's going to constantly burn. Big boy's out. Now, we've got to try and stay quite close because we've got turrets. So we've got this guy halfway now. And as I said, we do need to try and stay quite close, but keep moving when he does the leap attack. And we're just going to keep melting him. So we can grab ourselves 1 overclock. We can increase the beam length, but reduce the width. Target the enemy with the largest total health. Or we can increase the beam width on its own. I'm going to take the length and the largest total health, just so we can focus on this dreadnought and get it done. And any moment now, there we go. The dreadnought has been defeated. We did get close to dying on that, purely because of that leap attack. You have to be able to move out of the way, so you need quite a lot of space when it comes to the final fight. And if we have a look at the stats at the end of the mission, you are going to see that the Krakatoa Sentinel dealt 2.6 million damage, dealing 2700 DPS. Obviously, we had it overclocked with the unstable one as well at level 18. We ended up getting ourselves to level 48. We got over 12,000 experience, spent 17 minutes. And you'll see out of the 8.2 million damage we dealt overall, 7.3 of that was fire. So in terms of the damage you're dealing with this build, it's not going to be as high as the grenades in my opinion. I think the grenades can be better in terms of damage, but your survivability because of the weapons you have is a lot higher. With the grenades, you've got to hope they're thrown in the right direction. You've got to hope you can get your hands on the right grenades. When it comes to the driller using the middle subclass, the one we've just shown, you are pretty much always going to be able to get your hands on these weapons, and the more you stand still, the better the build's actually going to be, because your Krakatoa Sentinels, your turrets get deployed faster, but you do also have the ability to move around with it. You don't have to stand still, especially because you start off with the flamethrower, which is the highest damage of everything besides the Krakatoa, dealing a little bit short of 800,000 damage at only level 13, so we still could have got the unstable overclock and made that even more powerful. But that is what I'm going to say is the best build you can put together with the driller class in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. And what we're going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about the best build with this class in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. Thank you for watching.